Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn study of gas laws. Children, this topic is included in the ICSE syllabus for class 9th. So here we are going to study about the different gas laws. This is the first part of the lesson, and here we are going to learn about the common behavior of the gases. One thing I want to remind you that the gaseous state of matter or all the gases, their behavior is identical. They obey certain rules. So first of all, we are going to learn about the different behavior, the characteristic property of different gases, and this characteristic property is well explained by the kinetic theory of matter. Before starting my class, let me remind you, if till now if you have not subscribed my channel, then please subscribe it and press the bell icon. If you find my videos or lessons useful for you, press the like button. And your suggestions are very essential, important for me to improvise my channel. So feel free to comment in the comment section. So let us start today's lesson.
The behavior of gases are well explained by the kinetic theory of gases. The characteristic of a gas, it is explained by the kinetic theory of gas. So here we are going to discuss some of the behavior of gases which is explained by the kinetic theory of gases. It tells us about the composition of the gas, that gases are made up of tiny particles moving in all possible directions and all possible speed. You can see in this figure, these are the gas molecules and they are moving at a random speed and a random motion in all directions and all possible speed. Secondly, it tells about the size of the gas molecules. Gas molecules are negligible in size as compared to the volume of the gas. Because you can see here the gas molecules are very small, but the volume of the gas is very large because of the space in between the gas particles. Gases have neither a fixed volume nor a fixed shape. It is because of the very weak force of attraction between the gas particles. The intermolecular force of attraction is negligible in gas molecules, and thus the gas particles are free to move and they occupy the whole space available to them. Gases exert pressure in all possible directions. It is because the moving particles of gas collide with each other and with the wall of the container. When they collide with the wall of the container, they push the wall of the container and thus exert a pressure on it. Next behavior is gases are highly compressible. This compressibility of gas, it is because of the large intermolecular space between the molecules of a gas. So when we apply pressure, they come closer to each other and the gas is compressed. On the other hand, when we release pressure, you can see the gases can be expanded. So gases are highly compressible and gases are highly expansible. It is because of the intermolecular space, a large intermolecular space of the gas. Then gases have a low density. It is because the space is very large, intermolecular space is very large, and gases are very small in size, and thus they have a low density. Then another property also is shown by or explained by the kinetic theory of gases, that is, the gases mixes with one another to form a homogeneous mixture. You can see when we open the cap of a bottle containing gas, then it mixes with the outside gases present. This phenomenon is known as diffusion. So diffusion, what is diffusion? Diffusion is the intermixing of gases when they are kept in contact. Because of this diffusion, curry smells far away to our nose. It is because the scented particles of curry mixes with the air and reaches our nose. So there are many natural processes which can be explained by the process of diffusion. Now the last one is gases can be liquefied by applying pressure and lowering down the temperature. We can liquefy a gas. Now let us discuss about the molecular motion. This molecular motion is very, very important to explain the behavior of a gas, and along with that we will see how using this molecular motion we can relate the temperature, pressure and volume of a gas. So the moving molecules of gas possess some kinetic energy. Because of their motion, they possess some kinetic energy. And the average kinetic energy of a gas or the gas particles, it is directly proportional to its absolute temperature. What does it mean? When we increase the temperature, the kinetic energy increases, average kinetic energy increases. When we decrease the temperature, absolute temperature, then the kinetic energy of the gas also decreases. So if you continue decreasing, when the temperature is 0, then the kinetic energy also becomes 0. That means the motion of the particle completely ceases. So when the temperature becomes 0, see this when we learn this sentence, this is a completely theoretical sentence. Practically, we cannot reach this temperature. When the temperature becomes 0, molecular motion completely ceases, and that never happens in case of a gas. So it is only a theory. The temperature at which, the theoretical temperature at which all molecular motion completely ceases is known as the absolute 0 or 0 on the Kelvin scale. Absolute 0 or 0 Kelvin is equal to minus 273 degrees Celsius temperature. So this temperature is known as absolute 0. At this temperature, the molecular motion completely ceases. But another thing also we must remember, it is only a theoretical temperature. Practically, this temperature cannot be attained. When we increase the temperature, then the gas particles will strike the wall of the container with larger force. Thus, they will push the wall of the container with a larger force, and that is where the volume of the gas increases, the size of the container will increase. But when we keep the volume constant and we increase the temperature, then you can find the number of collision will be more. It will strike the wall with a greater force, and that is why the pressure exerted on the gas will be more. So here you can see when we increase the temperature, the volume increases. Volume of the gas increases when we increase the temperature. Okay, and when we increase the temperature, then the pressure exerted on the gas will be more.
So before starting the gas laws, we must have some other information also. The behavior of a gas under known condition of pressure, volume or temperature is described by laws known as the gas laws. Children, the physical behavior of gases can be described by three standard variables, that is volume, pressure and temperature. These are the three standard variables which describe the behavior of a gas. All gases under similar condition of temperature and pressure shows similar physical behavior. They expand, they contract equally under the same condition of temperature and pressure. For given mass of a gas, a change in any one of these three variables can change the other variables in a particular manner. So let us discuss about these three variables one by one.
So next, volume. Volume is a standard variable which determine the physical behavior of the gas. So what is the volume of a gas? First we will see. Volume of a gas is the space occupied by the gas, which is nothing but the volume of its container, because a gas occupies the volume of the container, and that is why the volume of the container is the volume of the gas. So what are the units in which we measure volume? The SI unit for measuring volume is cubic meter, which is written as m cube, m raised to the power 3. But we use some other units, and the other units are cubic centimeter, cubic millimeter, cubic decimeter, or milliliter, and liter, etc. So also we will see the relationship between these units. You can see 1 cubic meter is equal to 1000, cubic decimeter is equal to 1000 liter. So here you can see 1000 cubic decimeter is equal to 1000 liter. That means 1 cubic decimeter is equal to 1 liter. So decimeter, cubic decimeter and liter are the same. 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliter, which is equal to 1000 cubic centimeter. Here also you can see 1000 milliliter is equal to 1000 cubic centimeter. So milliliter and cubic centimeter are their magnitude is same. So 1 milliliter is equal to 1 cubic centimeter. On the other hand, 1 cubic decimeter is equal to 1 liter, which is equal to 1000 cubic centimeter. Let us come to the second variable, pressure. What is pressure? Pressure of the gas is the force exerted by the gas per unit area on the wall of the container. We know that due to the collision, the gas particles collide with the wall of the container, and thus it exerts some force. So force per unit area is pressure. As our earth is surrounded by a blanket of air, which is known as the atmosphere, so it also exerts some pressure on the surface of the earth. And this pressure, which is exerted by the atmosphere or air on the surface of the earth, is called the atmospheric pressure. Now let us come to the units of pressure. The SI unit is Pascal, named after Blaise Pascal, a scientist you know. But very often we are using some other units. Pascal is very less used. The following are the common units of pressure. First one we can see atmosphere. Second one height of mercury, such as cm mercury, mm mercury. Height of mercury is taken as unit, and another one is torr. Now what is the relationship between these units? You can see 1 atmosphere is equal to 76 centimeter mercury is equal to 760 mm mercury is equal to 760 torr. That means mercury, 1 mercury and 1 torr is the same. 1 cm mercury is equal to 10 mercury, and 1 atm is equal to 76 centimeter of mercury. The third variable what we are going to discuss is temperature. Temperature, all of you know, temperature of a gas is defined as the degree of hotness or coldness of the gas. Temperature is very commonly measured in the Celsius scale or Kelvin scale and also in the Fahrenheit scale. Celsius scale was formerly known as the centigrade scale. Nowadays we are calling it Celsius scale, and Kelvin scale is also known as the absolute scale of temperature. Now, what is the relationship between Celsius scale and Kelvin scale? You can calculate. If you know the temperature in Celsius, then you can calculate in Kelvin by using this one. Kelvin is equal to degree Celsius plus 273. On the other hand, we can say degree Celsius is equal to Kelvin minus 273. Let us have some example. 40 degrees Celsius is equal to 40 plus 273 Kelvin is equal to 313 Kelvin. 0 degree Celsius is equal to 273 Kelvin. 0 plus 273 is 273. 546 Kelvin is equal to 546 minus 273 degree Celsius, which is equal to 273 degree.
Dear students, thanks for watching my video. In the next video, I will upload about Boyle's law, Charles' law, and the combined gas equation. So thanks for watching.